Hello and welcome to day 5 of the Tropical Codes Wedding Planning Workshop. It is the final day and today we're going to go over how to make your wedding day timeline. Now this is the document that is going to keep everyone organized and help everybody know what is supposed to happen when. So I've prepared a template for you to utilize and we're going to walk through that. I'm going to show you some of the things that I do and some tips that I have for creating that wedding day timeline. Okay, so when you open this up, make sure that you make a copy of it so that you're not editing the original. Okay, so of course, put your names, the number of guests. Now, this might seem obvious and you might have already communicated this to all of your providers, but it is important that they can look at this document and know right away what is happening and all of the details, because they may have multiple weddings that weekend, if they're a rental company, and it's just much easier if they have all of the information at hand. So ceremony location, cocktail hour location, reception location. Also note the backup. So if it's raining that day or if it's extremely windy, where is everything going to take place? If you have a wedding planner or a coordinator, put their info here. If it is a family member or a friend, it should not be someone in your wedding party, by the way, but if you have someone helping you, be sure to put their phone number and name here. And it might seem obvious too, you may have already given them your contact info, but make sure that it is here. If there are any wedding VIPs that people should know about, be sure to note those right here. Same thing with the wedding party. The officiant. You might have a lot of providers, but the wedding cannot start if the officiant is not there. So it's important to put their contact information. If there's a transportation, any transportation on the wedding day, such as the shuttle, be sure to put the pickup location and the drop-off location and the time. And also where you are getting ready. That way the makeup artist and the photographer, videographer can look at this and know quickly what room number you are getting ready in. You might not know this until the day that you check in, but if you do know, or if it's at a villa, be sure to put this on here, or put that on here. So wedding day, getting ready. I always make sure to note the sunset time because your timeline is going to revolve around the sunset. So for example, 9 a.m. rental company arrives and begins setup of lighting and furniture. And then you want to note who is providing what. So the venue is providing these particular items for the reception. I think in this case they were providing the silverware and the plates, and they were doing the bar setup. So makeup team arrives. I note all of the people when they're getting their hair done and their makeup done. You want to allot about 45 minutes per person per service. Then I have the photographer start time and where they will begin. In this case, it's the groom's room. Then they head to the bride's room. DJ arrives for setup at 1 p.m. approximately. In this particular example, they were doing a first look. I have the cake delivery. So basically I have it's not detailed normally for my version. This is very, very, very detailed. I have the load-in locations and a lot of other more minuscule things, but for yours, it can be a little bit more general. And this template will definitely get you started. Also, pastry chef to deliver cake, and then instructions about how it must be kept. Sometimes it must be in the fridge, other times it should not be refrigerated. It should just be in an air-conditioned room, so it's important to take note of that. Next is the ceremony. So note on here what time guests are arriving. So I have guests begin arriving to ceremony space at 3:30. Then processional begins at 4. I have all of the songs. That's important. Even if you've told the DJ, I recommend that all information be on this document. Someone should be able to pick up this document anybody and be able to more or less run your wedding for you. So let's say you were to get sick, nobody could get a hold of you. You would be able to that person would be able, or let's say the wedding planner got sick, they would be able to pick up this document and take over. So recessional song, then I have the cocktail hour here. I've noted some notes about what is going to be served food-wise and alcohol-wise, the cocktail hour music and who's going to be providing it. In this case, even though she had the DJ do the ceremony and the reception, she had the venue provide the cocktail hour music, and she gave them a playlist. So I have information for the reception about the entrance of the bride and groom, then the dances, what time the buffet opens, what was included in the buffet. If there are any allergies, make sure to note them here. Also note speeches. It is really important that you plan ahead who is making speeches and in what order so that it's organized. You do not want people picking up the microphone and making an impromptu speech. It needs to be planned out because those people who make the impromptu speeches have had a few drinks and their speeches are often 5 to 10 minutes long. So be sure to keep it quick. It needs to be under 3 minutes. So next is the cake cutting. I've noted, everything that we needed to set out. So 2 forks, 2 plates, and knife. We cut the cake for the client because the venue or the restaurant will often charge you several dollars, between $2 and $5 per piece per person, just to cut the cake. So if there's someone who can do that, that's great if you have a wedding planner. Otherwise, have the venue do it. So they didn't do a bouquet or garter toss. Then the dance party started as soon as the cake cutting ended. And then at approximately 8:30 is when photography ended. There was a last call, and she had a specific last song she wanted played. And then at 10 p.m., and this is pretty common, is when the bar and the music ended and all vendors were allowed access to break down. So that is a quick overview of my wedding day timeline. I also do recommend that you have a tab for the rehearsal dinner, your arrival, flight information, as much as information as possible that you can put on that document so it's all in one place, the better. So thank you so much for participating in the 5-day wedding planning workshop. I'm so happy that you are here and joined along. If you have any questions at all about planning your wedding or our services, please send me an email or send me a message on Instagram. I would love, love, love to hear from you. Thanks, guys.